How do I win the 5K? Is it real? Is this a scam? This is what's blown up my inbox after this series. So let's look at Michael this year's winner. So first up, yes, it is legit. No, it's not a scam. We actually give away 5K for the best transformation. Now, this is separate to the fight show. So you don't have to fight to win the 5K. You can just do UFE as a fitness challenge. It's not a vanity metric. That's the other big question I have. How do you actually win it? So we don't care about how you look. It's about the transformation that takes place, right? The reason we do it that way, someone may be just carrying a little bit of excess body fat, get ripped, get shredded, look fantastic. But what we want is the biggest impact on overall health and well-being. So we pay for your initial DEXA scan. That's part of the program. We put you in your initial DEXA scan. Then at week 18, if you want to go in the draw to win the 5K, then you go and do a DEXA scan and pay for it yourself at week 18. Now, what did Michael do this year to win and get so far ahead? He turned up day in, day out. He had a couple of obstacles to overcome. Even when he was injured, he found a way. Jumped on a bike, he turned up and he watched classes, he stayed engaged, he asked questions. The other thing he did, probably better than anybody that's done the program so far, he followed the program. He actually did the weekly check-ins. I didn't have to chase him up for him. He got them in on time. So he embraced the process, meaning he would do his weekly check-ins. I could come back, go through them, give him feedback and make adjustments. This is essential. Without that data, without knowing what he's putting in his mouth, without knowing his training, without knowing how hard he's going, what we need to adjust, it's impossible to make the necessary adjustments. The other thing he did meticulously is track the data. Now, this isn't great for everybody. Some people it won't work for, but for him it worked a treat. Just tracking the amount of sessions he did, or tracking his burn rate, step count, resting heart rate, sleep, every metric he could track he did. He got into every single session that he could. In fact, he's the type of athlete that I like to work with. He actually overtrained a bit, and I prefer that so I can be the brakes and pull someone up rather than having to drive someone. For me now, the big one for me, once I see someone is working, they're willing to do it, they're willing to get engaged, that makes me more motivated to help them. There's nothing worse than me having to try and drag someone. If you're not interested in embracing the program, if you want to do your own thing, if you don't want to do the work, if you don't want to follow the program, if you don't want to track your data, if you don't want to do the check-ins, that's okay. You just won't get the same progress as someone who is going to do all that work. Last year and the years before, it's been pretty close, but this year he was by far the best transformation. Now I'm just going to share a little bit of how he turned up. Turned up in not a good way, right? He was out of shape, former athlete, had early onset of fatty liver, starting to progress, heaps of visceral fat, carrying a lot of excess body weight. So by the time he finished, all the visceral fat had gone, or lots of it, transformed his health drastically. His mental well-being, everything about him transformed. I watched him training, feeling better, head high, body transformed. It literally a different animal. And that's what this program is about for me. So I like to take myself out of it, so I don't play favorites. That's why I defer to the DEXA scan. But yeah, that's how you win. That's how you get that $5,000 check in your bank account at the end of the program. Embrace the program, embrace the process, turn up, ask questions, do the work, be humble, and learn. Let's go.